let's watch some dance. Hola, hello, Digwit, salut, annyeonghaseyo. This is Riki from rikilikemagic, and Shippy says hi. Hello, lovely humans. Yes, lots of things have been happening for K-pop and YouTube and K-pop YouTubers, but I just want to keep going. I just want to keep moving forward and adapting and learning and growing, so hopefully you can do that with me. And don't really want to talk about the controversy here. I just want to follow one of your latest requests. So actually, most people, when they talk about dance practices for BTS, have asked for Danger. I think it's because back in the day it was considered one of their hardest routines, and rightly so. But please, circle time. Circle time is really, really important to me, and I want you to share and I want you to talk about what you see. So I'm happy to watch the dance practice with you. Oh, and one more thing. This whole YouTube thing is going to limit the requests I can take from you guys. I will always have to be mindful of copyright issues, just as I should have been, but way more mindful now and making smart decisions in the future. So I am definitely hearing what you want, but I will be making the final choices fundamentally because I don't want to lose my channel. So let's get started. Okay, so things. So I've just had a couple of thoughts about dance practices versus live stages. Someone said in the comments already, and they said it so beautifully, but there are pros and cons to both. Like dance practices, you get to see it. And you get to see it probably at the height of when they know it. Probably at the most embodied it's ever going to be, because they clearly filmed it when they're like, this is about as close to perfect as it's going to get. You can tell it's in their bodies. Some of them really perform in the dance practices, but at the same time they're lip syncing, so there's not the same emotive thing coming in and out of them through the dance and the words and the music. So in the live stages, you're going to get moments from each member that are really honest and authentic in direct feedback for what they're getting from the audience, and that's so magical. And it's such a shame that I won't be able to do as many live stages, but I just wanted to put that out there, put that as the groundwork. It means that my commentary is going to be slightly different as well. Like it's really going to get dance related, and I really loved complimenting how the guys used the stage to heighten their performance quality. They still are incredible, but they do it in a very different way in the dance practices. So that's something that I wanted to say out loud as well, that my commentary is going to be different because the style of performance is completely different. And as well, like the comments I'm going to make on each member, you know, you can watch the dance practice at least 7 times just watching each member at each time, which is what I do, but I won't be able to really focus on each of them the same as before, just because in the live stages most of the time the camera will fill the entire screen with one member at their particular part and things like that. So the dance practice, it's very different. It's really what I'm choosing to pick up on. And I have a feeling I'm going to talk a lot about choreography choices as well, which is going to bring that wonderful choreographer, Son Sung-duk, into play. I should have talked about him from the beginning because his choices are incredible, and the other choreographers that they get in. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to preface with that because context is very important, and the context of a dance practice is really different to the context of a live stage. Okay, so Danger is really difficult. Like the detail has been hammered into their bodies. And in my opinion, maybe a little too much. I know it's a vicious track, but it's very vicious in their bodies. And I will talk about what I mean a bit more during. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's just stop now. Oh, I also got comments from you guys that I might rewind after explaining something, and several people said that, which really shocked me. I would be happy to do that, but I would also be cautious about doing that for time reasons. I'm gonna kind of play it by ear. I'd like to do less of it than more of it. I really hear that feedback though. and I understand. But maybe I would encourage you to just rewind the actual video again, just because it could turn into like an hour and a half. Anyway, so from what I just paused, so even the beginning, they look in the camera, and then the lean back, and even Jungkook like choosing to bend his knee even more so that he can lean even further back. It creates more depth into the group. And then that matrix moment of them coming through, I absolutely adore it. Because it's extremely, like, they hit every single beat. They hit every single beat with giant shapes that takes a lot of time and energy to get out. And then they do this matrix moment where all of a sudden, so they start super, super quick and eye-catching and dynamic, and then it just boom, slows everything down. Makes it look quite sinister. It's a very good choice of choreography because the song is quite sinister, so everything is like, ooh, class. Okay. Oh, so much is happening. Okay, this is really, really different to doing a dance practice than it is the live stage. Okay. I love being able to hear their feet, because hearing their feet taught me that they actually, that bit where they go jump, tap, tap, and open out is really amazing. So the feeling, the sensation that I experience when I watch them, it feels like every single member is doing this the entire dance, flexing and activating and never relaxing the entire dance. And it makes me very stressed. It makes my body very stressed. I can actually feel my body reacting. I've watched it like 4 times now, and I am in a state of high tension because their bodies do not relax for the entire 4 minutes. And I would argue it's really difficult to get oxygen into your muscles then when you're not properly breathing and properly relaxing. So I would wonder what the piece could look like with a little bit more breath and just a little bit of relaxation, like the moments of like letting go into that high power. Anyway, but every single beat is caught. Like, that's why this dance is so difficult, because nothing is left. There's no stillness is left behind. It's mad. Love that move. So that move here, I cannot do it. I haven't learned this dance. But it's like a 1, 2, 3, and at the same time they're rotating their shoulders at the same time. It's really illusionary. It's really effective. It's completely different to the rest of the piece. So I think it's important if there's high levels of choreography, which means that like every single beat is hit and you're just going to hit everything. It's really important then to include movements like that have a smoother feel. It almost cleanses the palette of your eyes, so that you can go, oh, okay, that's something different. So then everything just doesn't blur into this crazy mush. I love that move because it's like, it looks like they're moving, but they're not. They actually stay on the spot and they just step behind, and change feet. It's really, really nice. Yeah. Huh. Nice. Oh, okay. I love that bit. RM does really well in this section because he is lip syncing almost every single one of his lines and still really engaging and looks like he's actually rapping. And you can tell like he has hammered those moves into his body because he has to lip sync and then do really specific movements, and they have to hit exactly the same because everything is in unison as well. He doesn't have his own stuff. He has to do exactly the same as everybody else, and it has to look the same. Yeah, it really impressed. But you can see when he's going back and he's like Charlestoning behind himself that he's like, I will get this move. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it well. It's class. Oh. Nice. So, it's just amazing choices of choreography. Using every body that is in the room to make different shapes. When all of the members are out in a group and then they come back in just with an arm, it's a feeling of now we're shutting down one verse and we're going to go into another one, like it's closing this chapter and then going into another one. So then they come very close together and then jump out, and I love how Jungkook jumps into it because it's like boom, but he doesn't land steady. He lands with another couple of smaller bounces. It's like a reverb, it's like an earthquake, so it's still keeping this really high level of intensity and suspense. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just doing that right and I feel very suspenseful and I don't want them to be so flexed all the time because it's making me very stressed. It's class. So nice. Yoo! Oh, I love that bit. I love that bit. And Jin really does his job beautifully well in that bit because it's a ripple effect through the people. Obviously, we can all see that. But Jin, he ends on that particular note, and that's when Jungkook also appears out of the ripple really well. So Jin has to mark that timing with his body, and he does super well, and he does a brilliant job. And then I love that ripple part because it comes out of nowhere, because Jungkook is forward facing the entire time, center, and then all of a sudden it goes boom over there. It's really interesting. It's a really great choice. So I know it's small, but I love those two moves, specifically the way Jungkook performs them. Like I said in my 2016 Mama video, although you may not have seen it because it's gone now, he is crystal clear. Like crystal clear. I know exactly the impetus of every single move with him. He is on. He knows exactly how he starts and how he finishes a move. So I find that part really satisfying because it's just, I know exactly what foot, and you know, his knee turns in at this point and on that count, and it's just class. So this bit where he's like, don't, but he does something with his palm of his hand, but that's attached to his knee, and it's so clear and it's so lovely. Amazing. Lovely. Nice. Love it. Okay. Building. So, you know, there's very clear shapes because the beat isn't back in yet. Very simple stuff, and we bring the energy down. But then this flick of the leg to go across the room that everybody does is building. And then I am in love. Very strange thing to be in love with. But I am in love with Jimin's side lunge and calves in this. I really want to say it's not in an objectifying way. It is just so aesthetically pleasing in the shapes that they're supposed to be making. And then they lunge, and then they drop, and then he does this little bounce. It's such a lovely shape. Dance is a visual art form, so we all got it. Lovely visuals. Oh, okay, so I know he's doing his note, his lip syncing note, and he has that giant smile that he does, but it's the moves that they're doing in the back, class. Like, they pick up every single beat. So he goes da na na, but at the same time there's da na dun 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 da 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 dun, and they're hitting every single thing. Hardcore, just hardcore. Ugh. My favorite bit is when it goes da 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 towards the end. They do a circular groove thing with their knees. It's really difficult. Their knees open and close, and at the same time their elbows are coming up. It's a whole body thing that makes like a little release and gathering move that fits with the music so perfectly. I really love that moment. Love it. Yeah, iconic. Hey, so I love that. There's a part in the music when Jimin has to shift back into center where he goes da da da. I don't think every member's foot does this, but his has to in order to transfer the formation, and he goes da 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 with his feet to the music, but it's a formation change. It's really satisfying for me. And I just think it's really interesting how the chorus is a lot easier than the verses and all of the other shapes that they have to do. It's a lot easier. It must be their breathing time for the whole routine because they still have to keep the level of like, but it's a lot easier on the body, a lot easier. Even all this. Now, it's really effective the next bit, but it's less cardio. Oh, like look, like they all lift their knees and plant them down exactly the same height. This has been drilled into them. It just feels like they're doing this the whole time, and I just I'm done. That stamp all together. Hey, wow. Hey, see, just like the way that they're like split at exactly the same time. Oh, love it. I love this bit. I love this bit. Yeah, I just love this bit. Nice. I know this isn't much, but I love how Jungkook falls in that section because he scissors out his legs and then comes back together. With BTS, I just know that they have worked on every single nuanced part. They know at every single moment what their body is doing and what their intention is behind it. That's what I love about watching them perform. They have thought about what they are thinking about at this part, what they are feeling at this part, and how their body will move at this part every single moment. So that's really, really clear in Jungkook's body. He falls, his leg goes out for a second and then comes back in. It's just lovely. And then even all this, like with Taehyung pushing everyone around. I think it looks better in the music video. I think their dance in general looks better in the dance practice, but I think Taehyung's moment looks really, really well in the music video. But it's just lovely pictures they're making. See, just so much anger. Whoa! Ooh. Yeah, see that class? I love this bit. So I love it all. What don't I love? I think this semicircle is supposed to go from low to high, I think. RM is ruining my theory, but it looks like it's supposed to go low to high. They have different gestures as well, and then Jungkook is really tall. Tell me what you think. And I love J-Hope's Shudder. It works really, really well with the music. So his rapping goes da-da, 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 da-da. It gets louder, so it goes from quiet to loud and then into this mad footwork, and the dancing reflects that, and it's just a back rock, so it's a very, very simple groove that you learn as a beginner. It's so effectively used because it's just boom, boom, but like it gets small to big and they're going backwards and changing formation at the same time. I think I love it so much because it's one of the rare moments where they calm blue ocean for a second and then get back to the level of intensity that they've been working on. So I find that really, really effective because it goes boom, boom, like it gets louder and louder. I really love that bit. It's one of my favorite bits. I love this cannon, no, not cannon, collecting people. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay, so much. I love how J-Hope beeps the horn. I don't know why. I think he does it really well. Really drives with the heel of his hand, and it looks class in the music video as well. So I just really like that bit. I like how he does it. Suga comes in, the focus is on his part, but the dancers, what they do is really difficult because they drop to the floor and then come up on even counts. So there's no time on the floor. They're on the floor for a count, shift back up. Dun 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 bum bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in 4 counts with Suga's rapping. Dunna, dunna, dun, dunna, dunna. And then they go drop onto their knee, 2, 3, and then they're back up. It's so cool. It's so cool. Really difficult because they're doing da 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 da, but it's not like I can do that much easier than they can because I'm sitting down and I don't have to use my whole body. My whole body would have to lifting up your opposite leg while you're doing that quickly when you're that tired. Super difficult. You. Hey. Oh, Jin. Tough job for Jin because he's singing a very lyrical part, and yet his movements, they have to end on specific counts, and I personally can see him really pushing to get the timing right, and he does it really, really well, bringing it all together. Hey, look at that lunge. They're so cool. So that groove that they do at the end, coming down and back up, I have heard that is called a tidal wave. So I just want to share that with you guys. And I will continue calling it a tidal wave. It makes sense to me. A tidal wave comes up and over. So it's a really, really nice groove and a nice name. Taeyong does the same face every time for his bit here. And he has excellent hair flicks. For that part in the line with the pointing and the heels and stuff, I don't know why I keep looking at Suga for that part. I don't know why. He keeps drawing my eye. I always want to watch him at that part. Very good. Yo! See, and they're just like, let's get to the end, keep the power, keep the attack. I'd say they died after that video because you can hear them like and of course because they didn't breathe for the entire 4 minutes, I think. Anyway, my style has a lot more breath in it. My movement preferences have a lot more breath and relaxation and stillness in it. So danger for me is just so intense. I'm not even able for it. Like, it's just rah. This is my own personal preferences. So circle time. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you see. Tell me what I missed. Tell me your favorite moments, what you feel, what you experience. Just let me know in the comments below. Circle time starts now. Also, just a notice for any of my viewers, my channel will always be a space for dance and mental health. So I'm going to continue every second week to make a vlog and a video based off of my own personal struggles and experiences in life and how I practice well-being and mental health around that. Every second Sunday, I will be talking about just life. I'll be talking about my life, my struggles that I have with my life, the things that I'm grateful for in my life, and those vlogs are really important to me because I want to create a space where people can kind of not feel so alone. So I talk about my own life and personal mental health struggles and things like that. So just so you know, just so that everything is clear and on the table. Thank you, lovely humans. If you enjoyed this video, you can like, you can subscribe, you can ring the little bell that gives you all the notifications, you can share it with your friends, and you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. I post videos every Sunday, and remember, you are who you choose to be, and you are part of something bigger and deeper than yourself. And Shippy says bye!